All right, we're back for another Car Chronicles. We hope everybody's having a blessed Sabbath day. Today is Shabbat, and this is interracial spiritual experiences. All right, we are so glad to have everyone a part of the channel. If you're not, subscribe, hit the like button, share the channel. We're here to encourage just morality back into society, back into relationship. So the title and what we're discussing today is, what am I going to get? How do I get my needs met in a relationship? Now, there are a lot of channels about getting your needs met by hook or crook, scamming, tricking, sugaring, so many different ways to get your needs met. But are those the moral ways to get your needs met? Is that what your higher power is telling you to do to get your needs met? But we're taking this from, if you read the scriptures, Genesis dealing with Jacob. Now Jacob was later named, his name was later changed to Israel, for those that want a little history on who is the called out people are. And how did it all get started? And Jacob had needs, okay? And Esau had a lot of the needs he wanted. He wanted to have a closer walk with, he wanted to be the spiritual line of his people. He wanted to have the lineage of the Almighty. So he wanted good things, but he did not go about it in the right way. And why does this concern us today? Because there are a lot of us that have needs. There are 5 basic needs of humans. Food, clothing, shelter, warmth, water. There are several basic needs that you should have a right to have. But how you get them is another issue, which we're talking about today. Not the 5 basic needs or essentials for survival. We're saying that survival in a relationship, what do you need? And okay, now you've recognized what you need. Now the question is, how are you going to get what you need? How are you going to communicate what you need to your partner? Now, there are several different theories out there. Esther Perel, a lovely commentator, lovely just information that she's put out on just relationships and different things. So go and check her out. She has some great thoughts on just getting along with each other. I like the way she called it a love story or a life story. A love story. Oh, who doesn't like a love story? The Bible is the greatest book and the most read and copied and given book ever. And why is that? Because it is a love story from Genesis to Revelation, talking about the incontestable, incandescent love of a bridegroom for a straying bride, that he would not give up his love for her even though we know she don't deserve it. Such love. And that's what we're focusing on. That if you want to really know how to love someone, you got to go to the greatest love story in history, especially in your history, to see how you really love someone. It's not just by words, it's by deeds. No greater love has any man than he laid down his life for a friend. And it's just for a friend. What about if it's a lover? What if it's the father of your children, the mother of your children? No greater love, unless you put it on the line. And so our title again is what am I going to get? And how am I going to get it? What do you need in a relationship? You don't know how to get it, that's one thing. But if you don't even know what you want, it's like going in a candy store and they're asking you, may I take your order? and you looking at them like, you don't know what I want? Ma'am, sir, there are thousands and thousands of choices in this store, and you're looking at them like, you ought to know what I want. Just a little analogy, but just a little humor. We're trying to say that identify. Sometimes you have to go and do some retrospection and to go and go over your history of now relationships with your childhood, your interaction with others. Go through all of that and get a list started to figure out, what do I need and what is going to help me to live from day to day, where I don't have to look for material things, because internally I'm getting what I need. A lot of people are complaining that people want too much in life. And is there anything wrong with wanting? But again, some people say you don't deserve what you want. But again, that goes back to the people in the relationship. And I heard someone say that you should always get what you want in a relationship. If that relationship is not giving you what you want, then find one that does. Keep hope alive in finding the one that does. Don't settle for things that you know would not make you happy. And some people, material things make them happy. They're easy to please. Just get something material. But there are others that need their emotional needs met. They need other things met that even if they convey that to their partner is so stingy. Excuse me for my slang and my southern accent, but some people are so stingy that they will not give you what you want even if you vocalize it. Certain relationships will go the distance, but stingy people in entanglements will not go very far. It's going to leave a lot of baggage in the end. So you might as well know what you want on the front end, so you don't have to go through so many issues in relationships and entanglements and love ties or struggle ties or whatever you want to call all of these different arrangements that are set up. It's really realizing what you want. And I say everybody deserves the best. That's my premise on things. Treat people like you want to be treated. So if you give people your very best, that should be good enough. But if it's not what they want, then, why throw your pearls to swine, as there is a scripture in the good book. So really, it's identifying what you want and what the other person that you're dealing with want as well. So that the two of you, once you know what you want, that other person has what you want. It's like looking for the one, right? We're always looking for the one. Well, who is the one? The one that can supply all your needs. Well, we know there's really only one, the one, the Alpha and Omega. We know there's the only one that can give us total happiness. We know this. But we're also looking for a reflection of the one down here on earth. There are so many people breaking bad. There are so many people trying to do just enough to get by. And for some people, that works for them. But for others, it will never be good enough. So on this channel, we're promoting you to value, respect, and protect every member in your community, every member in your society, no matter the race, creed, color, gender. Value them because they were made in the image. And anything made in his image is valuable because he is valuable. If you don't know what I'm saying, then Genesis through Revelation might be your homework study. And once you reflect on whatsoever things are good, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are of good report, think on these things. So we're talking about interracial spiritual experiences. We call ourselves irises. Yeah, it could seem like the irises of the eye. It could seem like, but it's with that you are looking into a new world. A world that will value, respect, and protect you. Some communities don't do that. So if your community don't do that, come over here to our community. Join, subscribe, like, share. Come to our community. where we're promoting love, we're promoting respect, we're promoting whatsoever things are good, honest, of a good report. Oh yeah, we got a website. We have a website. We're on Twitter. We're on Facebook. Irises. I will get y'all the links later. But definitely follow us. We're going to be getting more content. We're going to be getting different platforms. We do have a dating website. It's called interracialspiritualexperiences.com. Sign up. Go to our website. The more people that are morally looking for moral people, the happier this world would be. A lot of tomfoolery that's going on would not be happening. We don't believe in a hookup culture. That is not a long-lasting situation. We're not looking for situationships. We're not looking for entanglements. We're looking for relationships that are valued, respected, and protected by all members in our community. So again, join us, subscribe, like. Okay, getting back to the subject, we're talking about finding the one, right? And once you found the one, then you can find a reflection of the one, you see. But if you don't know what the one is like, reflecting on higher principles from above, if you don't know what that's like, then when you're looking for whatever's on earth, you're not going to find it because you don't know what true love looks like. So that's what we're saying, reflect into how Jacob dealt with what the needs that he wanted, and by hook or crook, even his name meant deceiver, liar, crooked. Those are not the ways to get what you want. Jacob was looking for protection. He was looking for material things. He was looking for spiritual things, but he wasn't going about it the right way. Don't do that, because he definitely had to pay a price for that. Forever was he not to see his mom after he left home. Forever was his hip dislocated because he had to wrestle to get the promises of forgiveness that was due him, but there still had to be a price that was paid. And for the peace of a great relationship, knowing that whatever you've done has been resolved, is a great feeling in the world. That's why you're looking for the one that can give you that freedom to be able to say, I'm sorry. The freedom to be able to change whatever ways you have, but still love you. They might not like you at certain points in time, but they will always love you. That's the one. That's what you're looking for. So, again, people have talked about basic needs you need in a relationship. Some people might not have even heard of this. So that's why here on Interracial Spiritual Experiences, not everything is good in every race. Not everything is bad in every race. So we're doing a merger of all races, taking the great parts about every race and combining them in our community. A place where you will be accepted for your choices in a partner, your choices in the way your children look and act. We're okay with that over here. Join us. Don't isolate yourself. Don't socially distance yourself from a community that is willing to value, respect, and protect you. Again, if you look into what you need, you have to go through your history of your life story and figure out what it was that did not give you what you needed. So for instance, some people are physical people. They love, and then I love Gary Chapman. Y'all go read the book, Gary Chapman, The 5 Love Languages. I believe there are more, but the Almighty knows all of the love languages, and that's why he's the one, because he shares all those love languages with you. It's his ways of communicating. His positive words of affirmation. You're the apple of his eye. You're his golden apples and his silver pitcher. He gave us acts of service. No greater love than is a man, and he laid down his life for a friend. He gave his very life. He donated his blood. He was circumcised. He shed blood again, and he sweated blood and tears in the garden of Gethsemane, the wine press. We're talking about spiritual things. And spiritual things can only be spiritually discerned. That's why join our channel. Because you cannot have true, abiding, and infinite love eternal love without knowing the eternal. So we try to get that. Some people don't believe in the Almighty. You know, they say the third largest religion now is witchcraft. So some people believe in love potions and all this foolishness. It's foolishness. Because in the end, you still don't get what you want, trying to manipulate people, bend people to your will when they finally wake up from the effects of what you've done. They're going to hate you. And you know there's a very thin line between love and hate. Y'all know the movie. Terrible it was. Oh, War of the Roses. Y'all seen that one too. Oh, you do not want to end up swinging from the chandeliers just because of the way your partner acts. Don't ever let somebody make you less than your best. I heard that from a radio announcer. And I kept that fixed in my mind. Never allow anybody to make you less than your best. Hanging out with the Almighty will always make you better than your best. So that's why we say here on Interracial Spiritual Experiences that we want you to join this group. We want you to be a part of this group. Go on our chat line. We go skating. We're trying to schedule some new events. You know, we can worship together. We can praise together. We can love together here on Iris's Interracial Spiritual Experiences. Go to our dating website. Contact us. You can email us at b@iris.club. Be a part. Come join us in doing what will ensure you find the one by connecting with the one. So again, we're talking about, I know y'all saying, get to the point, get to the point. Well, I am getting to the point. But I want you to understand that even though you know what your needs are, you still need to find out how to get those needs met. So if you don't know who the one is, you haven't studied what true love looks like, then when you actually do find the partner that is the one, you're not going to know how to treat them. And you're going to run them off. You're going to sabotage your relationship because you have not hung out with the one long enough to be able to find the one, or the one find you. Because they said that he that findeth a wife, a good wife, findeth a good thing. So here we're trying to help you to get found or to help you look for the characteristic traits that you want in the one. All right, intelligence. Intelligence should be something that you look for if you're an intelligent person. You want to connect with them on that intellectual basis. Some people are wired up that way. All right, somebody to co-parent with. And if you're at that stage in life that you want to procreate and leave a legacy, you know, your legacy would look a lot like who you chose as your partner. So sometimes it's not always the outward appearance that makes for a good partner. Sometimes it's these other characteristics we're talking about that is the package deal. We're not talking about what you bring into the table and all that type of foolishness, because number one, everybody ought to bring their best manners to the table in order to partake of the table. But you don't even have people bringing good manners to the table. They won't wash up before, as they call it, supper. They won't bring any knives or forks or utensils or food. They just want to put their feet under the table. What kind of manners is that? So we're talking about intelligence. If you're an intelligent person. If you're not an intelligent person, then, you know, as they say, water seeks its own level. Find someone equally compatible. You know. Again, intelligence. Co-parenting skills. If you have one person that can say, you know what, you let Rob do whatever Rob wants to do. If you want to burn down the house, give him a match. I mean, you know, there's some people that parent on that type of style. If he wants a knife, give it to him. You know, if you want to rob the bank and take all that money out, give him the pin to your debit card. You know, there are some people that co-parent and you end up pulling all your hair out, dealing with their co-parenting skills, or stabbing you in the back, where they say to love them, they got to hate you more. You know, you don't want somebody that you co-parenting with to have these type of behaviors is going to make for an interesting life story. Sometimes you cannot look for a love story in a life story, because who you love may not be who you want to build your life with. Check out Esther Perel. She had that concept that she really went on about in great detail. That some will love you or claim to love you, and it's like your greatest love of all times, but they're dysfunctional in that you cannot live with them. So what do you choose, a love story or a life story? What do you want, and how do you get what you want? That's what we're talking about today on interracial spiritual experiences. Because there are experiences you're going to have in life. There's no way you can get around the experiences. But the question is, are you going to have great experiences, good experiences, or experiences you'd rather not even talk about? This is how you get less of those latter experiences and more of those good and great experiences. You ought to have the relationship that you deserve. If you're a great person, you ought to have a great relationship. If you're a bad person, you ought to have a relationship where you become better and eventually good to attain a great relationship. So what are you looking for? Are you looking for intelligence? Are you looking for good co-parenting skills? Are you looking for financial arrangements? As they said, love does not pay the bills. Go to Cincinnati Power and tell them I was loved today, and can you give me a zero balance on my bill? They will laugh you out of the establishment. Go online trying to pay a bill and put in love. Sorry, error does not compute. So again, life, you cannot live for free. Everything costs. So cost and finances have to be a factor in what do you want, because you don't live for free. You know, if there's a carbon tax you have to pay to breathe, how are you going to get your money? You know, if you're working or if you have multiple children and you have to take care of them or they're ill, you know, you need finances. So finances, don't have anybody guilt you into thinking that you're not talking about, you talking about finances is gold digging and checking a brother, checking a sister for resources. But you want to be financially compatible. If you have one person that loves to spend every cent, yours and theirs, you might have a problem, Central. There might be a problem. Now, if you're the type that you're so miserly that you won't even turn the heat on, and the people in your house are freezing, and you will not provide them alternate forms of heat, but these are the ones you love. I mean, that poverty mentality. That's why finances have to play a part. You're not trying to be, you know, it's great to be advantageous, but again, you know, love don't pay the bills. Struggling in love. Where do they do that at? Just saying. Why can't love be without a struggle? It may be because we don't know what we're looking for. We're making the wrong choices. We don't realize that we can get better. We should choose better. So this channel is providing a resource for you to look into yourselves, look into your, not into, we don't deal with all this witchcraft and foolery of looking at a crystal ball, but maybe you ought to ask your higher power, what is it that I need? And then when he tells you what you need, you accept what he allows. And he only wants the best for you. So intelligence, co-parenting, finances, security. You know, I recently heard a very, very disturbing situation. And we prayed for everyone involved that everything would be okay. It was an interracial couple. Now, I don't know how accurate this is or true this is, but it was said that this interracial couple, the lady was taken to Italy, where her husband was from, and she was gang raped twice. But the husband didn't do anything about it. And I was like, what? You know, I don't know if he stood there. I don't know if he just, you know, why didn't he allow her to go out, you know, without his presence, knowing that certain people were like this, you know. I'm not sure. I wasn't in it. I wasn't involved in it. But we're talking about being valued, protected, and respected. Security. If your partner would not secure you in your safety, what are you doing? Why are you there? Finding out what you want. You know, you have a situation where they throw you under the bus and you're their partner, it's time to reevaluate. It's time to recalibrate. That's another good reason why knowing the one helps you to recalibrate your life, in that you will look for what is better and what is better suited for you. But if you don't reflect on the one, then you can't recalibrate your life using the principles of the one. Security. It's not that the person has to have muscles, they don't have to have a six-pack, they don't have to be a 6, 6, and 6. And we're not talking about the number of the beast. We're talking about the 6 feet, 6-pack, 6 figures. Some people, that's what they want. You know, now, what you want is what you want, but what I'm saying that if that does not give you security, why are you there? Security is a major factor. They want to be able to, you know, be protected, and if their children want to be able to get them protected. But I heard another story of a dad that just left it was a attacking dog that was attacking or came out of nowhere, and he left the child on the ground and he jumped on top of a car to save himself. What in the world? What in the world? I'm thinking the scenario should have been he should have threw the child on top of the car first and then climbed up there, you know, or jumped up there with her in his arms. I think the child was only like 5 or 6. It wasn't a very heavy or very mature child, so easily that child could be picked up and carried, you know, to get them out of danger. So anyway, it's just very disturbing to hear these acts of what they call human behavior, that I don't know what kind of behavior if you call that human. Recalibration is what we're talking about. Recalibrating to get the things you need and the relationship you want in life. Security, financial stability. I'm not talking about having the lights cut off every other weekend or every other month. Why can't things be secured? What vices does the partner have that's causing the instability in life? Why can't we get that fixed? Value, respect, protect. Financially, insecuring somebody. Emotionally, insecuring somebody. Physically abusing someone is not what we call a good relationship. The one would not do these things. They will ensure your financial stability. It was even a gentleman that was dying, okay, and had cancer. He and his wife had saved and scrimped up and saved up to have a better life. When he died, he said he wanted to make sure his wife was going to be okay, even though he was not going to walk this life story with her. His life story was ending, but their love story will continue, in that he was valuing and protecting his wife even after death. But you have some of this mentality that they're not going to leave one red cent or dime to their children, to their partner. They're going to use it all up before they go. What in the world? Just saying. Financial stability ensures financial resources for the future. This is what they call generational wealth and generational legacy. What community don't want to have that? So, can you all take down the different ones we've said so far? We don't want to lose count. Or we might have to do a part 2. Oops, sound like a part 2 in the making. Again, we're talking about how do you get what you need, but you first have to know what you want. And you might have to go delving, and please don't go dumpster diving though. You may have to delve into your past and your childhood and each relationship to figure out what was it that worked or didn't work. Why was it that it had to end? And for a lot of people, it's because they wouldn't get what they needed in that relationship. Some relationships are sexual. It is what it is. But if you all are sexually incompatible, there's going to be a problem, Central. What's the way you love language someone? If it's not the same or opposite, or you all can't communicate at all, then Central, there's a problem. You know, there used to be a movie or a story out there about a plane and what you call the air traffic controllers, and they will be radioing in to each other about, you know, different scenarios that would be currently in the works. And when you heard someone say, "We got a problem, Central," you know you were in for a rocky ride and a serious complication in the near future. So when we say, you know, these words about "we got a problem, Central," that's what we're alluding to. But again, finding the one, you need to reflect on the one. You need to remember that, like Jacob in the Bible, trying to get your needs met with dishonest means and methods will not last in the end. It will leave a bitter and a sour taste in your mouth. Well, it's 30 minutes. I was going to be on here for about a good 30 or 10 or 15, I guess. We got a little carried away with the needs, you know. Our need was to discuss with you. What do you need? How do you find a relationship fulfilling? If you've been emotionally abused, a lot of narcissists do this. If you've been emotionally abused and things withheld from you, and you've been starved in your relationship, get out. Okay? Get out. Because no one deserves to be treated that way. No one deserves to have abuse done to them and on them. Whether you're male or female, it doesn't matter, your gender is not right. And I know it takes a while to get out of these situations, these entanglements. You might have other children involved where you can't support your lifestyle just by yourself. And you have to have that other person there. We're just saying, if you start from the front end, realizing what your needs are and realizing what you need to survive and what you need to not just to survive but thrive, then that's what we're talking about. That's what we're saying. You would get your needs met by recognizing and eliminating and vetting those, vetting, vetting those that would not give you what you need. Give you the relationship, what you want. You don't have to beg and plead and crawl and grovel just to get what you need. There's someone out there waiting to give you everything you need, knowing that you deserve it. So we just want to give you a little hope, a little inspiration today, Irises. Interracial spiritual experiences. It's not about what you look like. It's not about what you live like. It's about how you act right. And the Almighty have full assurance that if you act right, He will give you what you need. You may not get what you want, but that's for another discussion. He will ensure that you get what you need. Call Him up and tell Him what you want. All right, Irises, we're signing out here. Title today was just, what do you want? And how do I get what I need? Like, subscribe, tune in, and put your chat down below. Your experience with getting what you want, getting what you need, done in a morally respectable fashion and not by hook or crook. Game is not necessary to get what you want. And then don't start with this good game, bad game. All games, if it's not Uno, there is going to be a problem. Signing out, Interracial Spiritual Experiences. Don't forget to check out our website, interracialspiritualexperiences.com. Help us help you find the one.